I suppose it was all the sightseeing we did today. Harriet was absolutely done in. She sends thousands of apologies for bowing out so late.
Oh, well, there are no apologies necessary. Besides, I rather enjoy the idea of dining alone with my very beautiful ex-wife. Sorry.
You're forgiven.
How long will you be staying in Edinburgh?
Well, I'm not sure. I've decided that I will visit all the old places that Uncle Earl showed me when I was 18. Only now I will see them through much older and wiser eyes.
Older and wiser, perhaps, but a bit sadder as well. How long has it been since you've spoken to Brian?
Well, I left a message for him. That I was fine and for him not to worry.
He'll worry anyway.
Yes, for a while. And, Duncan, I'd really appreciate it if you wouldn't talk about Brian.
And I'll grant you that wish if you'll answer me one question. Why did you stop that wedding?
Beatrice didn't tell you?
I'd rather hear it from you.
All right. I couldn't marry Brian because Beatrice is in love with him. And whether he realizes it or not yet, Brian has fallen in love with her, too.
John.
What do you want?
We got trouble. Lansing is doing exactly what you predicted he'd do.
What's that?
He wants more money. He says if we don't come up with it and fast, he thinks Stenbeck would be interested in hearing about our little secret. Well, Stenbeck saw me walk away from an argument with Lansing.
Oh, that's just great, Rick. Stenbeck can smell fear a mile away.
Yeah, well, if Lansing tells him
He
about...
finds out about this stuff, and he's going to try to get me to drop charges against him.
Well, if that were only all.
You're vulnerable, too. I think it's time you stopped beating your gums and you went out and you got some proof against Stenbeck. We run this guy out of town once and for all.
All right. But in the meantime, what are we going to do about Lansing?
I'll handle Lansing myself.
I was with Corinne. She has a few last-minute reservations about the contract, and I was trying to appease her.
Oh, did you?
Yes, she's all ready to sign.
Oh, I see. Well, while you were out appeasing, is that the word you used, appeasing? This young man Holden found something in that contract that would cost me millions down the road, something which nobody else picked up on, including you.
Really?
Yes, really.
I'll try to put it as briefly as possible. That here Corinne retains the rights to sell her subsidiary companies. Yet over here, Walsh Enterprises pays the agreed amount to bring Lawrence Industries and its subsidiary companies in as a legal part of Walsh Enterprises.
Which means that I would be paying for something that she retains the right to sell off anytime she wants to.
But this shouldn't be in here at all. With so many additions and subtractions, this contract now is the size of a phone book. It's very good work, Holden.
Indeed. Not easy finding discrepancy like that, Holden.
As Lawrence was asking for a lot of changes, and the fine print kept getting finer and finer. Something anybody could have overlooked, I guess.
But you didn't, and you got it in black and white.
Well, I told you if you played hard to get and kept demanding those little changes, it would all pay off.
And you were right. The more I complained, the more I was able to get exactly what I wanted into that contract.
James, you know what puzzles me is how this young, inexperienced trainee could have spotted something that you, who built your reputation as a businessman and being shrewd and wily, overlooked altogether.
As the world turns. This portion brought to you today by Ivory Liquid. Your hands can feel soft, smooth, doing dishes the Ivory way. And by new Puritan oil, now with 50% less saturated fat than even corn oil.
Well, James?
You're absolutely right. I have no excuse. None. None whatsoever. I should have seen this.
Ambrose missed it, too.
I've had my entire staff going over those revisions, but I'll swear that that last revision was never sent to me by Corinne's lawyers.
Really? Well, I hate to even say this to you,
Judge Corinne Lawrence?
What does it matter now? Holden spotted it. Holden saved me. You did, you know. And I will never forget it.
Thank you, Miss Walsh.
All right.
Now, Holden, could you do me another favor and go and chat with Mrs. Lawrence just a minute while I have a word with Mr. Stenbeck, and then ask her to come in.
And if you don't mind, I'd like to inform the office just so we don't have any more surprises.
Yes, darling, thank you. Well, James.
I can understand if you would request my resignation immediately. I apologize. I should have seen the danger signals. I really would like the chance to make it up to you, if you'll permit me.
Well, I might be found to be willing to do that.
Excuse me, Lucinda. I'm just about to leave. Have you had a chance to go over the agenda?
We are in the middle of a crisis over the Lawrence deal. Holden found a clause in this contract which allows Mrs. Lawrence to retain the right to sell her own subsidiaries.
What? How did that slip by you, Mr. Stenbeck?
I have no idea.
Well, Lucinda, isn't today the big day?
Oh, it's a big day, my darling. It certainly is. I'm sorry. This contract isn't acceptable to me today.
Oh, darling, that is exactly what I have been saying for weeks. And now finally I'm satisfied and you're not.
But how could I find satisfaction when you've retained the right to sell your own subsidiary?
Really? Well, some machinations of my legal department, I suppose. You know how eager they are to please.
You didn't know about it. It was just some mistake.
Absolutely nothing.
Then you don't mind if we change it right this minute?
Well, of course not, Lucinda. Why delay any further?
A word of advice. Lucinda may seem to forgive, but she never forgets. Another slip like that, and you may not be in her good graces very long.
There won't be another slip.
Jane, I don't want to be disturbed. Oh, okay. You, James, have an urgent overseas call.
I'll take it in my office. Please excuse me.
Fascinating man, you're Mr. Stenbeck.
Yes, he is, isn't he?
So what do you plan to do about Lansing?
Where's he staying?
The Stratford Arms.
How the mighty have fallen.
That's why he needs the money.
As I see it, you have two options. A, you figure out a way to get Lansing off our back for good. Or B, you come up with something good, cold, hard cash.
Hey, how come this is my problem all of a sudden?
Because I've got other things on my mind.
Well, don't take out your rotten mood on me.
Don't do that.
I'm very sorry.
No, don't do that. I gave that to you. That's yours.
I want you to know I was delighted when I called the castle and Julia told me you'd left for town already on your own.
I'm actually very pleased with myself. I was sure I'd get lost, but I didn't.
It's good to see you smile again, too.
It's good to feel a bit more independent.
Yeah, well, just don't overdo it. I only wish I could convince you to move into town while Duncan's away. I don't like to see you so isolated out of that castle.
Being isolated isn't such a terrible thing, really.
It depends.
On what?
If someone offers you a way out of that isolation and you refuse, for the wrong reasons.
Don't lose sight of him for a second. This is vitally important.
He spent the day at his manor house. Now he's having dinner at the Northumberland Club with a very beautiful brunette.
Well, he'll make his move soon. You sure he hasn't been near Beaton's?
Not unless he went there underground.
No times for joke, McNeil. You let me know the minute he goes near the place.
You can count on me. And if he does, if he should stumble across something, shall we say, incriminating?
I think I should trust your instincts in an emergency like this.
Emergency. Does that mean?
It means exactly what you think it does. There's too much at stake to waste time now.
Then leave Mr. McHickney up to me.
You know, lassie, I know you better than you might think.
Oh, you do?
And for all your devil-may-care, walking away from Brian like that hurt you more than you're willing to admit.
Hurt? Try open heart surgery without anesthetic.
Aye.
But No one should marry anyone who doesn't love them. And I realized that part of loving Brian means that I wanted to be happy. And if being with Beatrice is going to make him happy, then so be it. But you mustn't worry about Beatrice. Brian will take very, very good care of her once he decides that's what he wants. He's such a wonderful man.
But it's not that simple.
Why not?
Where's our main course? We've been sitting here
Wait a minute, Duncan.
Where's our waiter? Well, I'm through with my
What's your hurry? Oh, you're tired of my company already, I
I'm
see.
not tired
Oh,
of
I know. You have some mysterious midnight rendezvous, don't you?
Oh, you still think I'm a man of many secrets?
Many secrets, Duncan. You thrive on them.
Well, all life is not a game. Shut up, lovely. I've got to make a phone call.
Let me guess. Babs?
No, not Babs. I've got to make a business call.
All right, well, listen, if I'm not here when you get back, I'll be in the powder room. Thank you.
Look, when your mother gets back from the store, it'll be supper time. How's that, Danny?
I would have loved to have given you a child more than anything in the world. But there was a problem with the surgery. In spite of our night together, the baby that you're carrying, it couldn't possibly be mine.
What do you say we go get some apple juice or something yummy like that? Come on. Come on. Let's see. Here's my juice.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Is Betsy here?
No, she's at the store and I was watching Danny for her.
Hi. I gotta tell her about something about the... Just have her call me, please.
Well, you don't have to go. She'll be back in a few minutes. It's okay.
Hey, Princess, come here. How you doing? How's my little girl, huh? Come kiss? Huh? Come kiss? You bored with all your toys yet? Which one's your favorite? Huh?
Can I get you something?
No, thanks. Come here. What do you got? Which one have you got? Oh, you're studying, huh? Guess you started classes again.
Yeah, I'm going to stay in class as long as I can.
Huh?
I'm due, early summer.
Yeah, I'm sure it does go by quickly. You go, Red Rat.
Yeah, so how are, Margot and Tom adjusting?
Well, they're not really at all. Actually, they're keeping themselves so busy that they don't have time to think about what happened to them.
Well, maybe when they're ready to deal with it, they won't be so busy.
Yeah, but it's not too late. Two people can have something pretty rare and special and not realize that they're risking everything until it's all gone.
I'm sorry it took so long.
Smells fantastic. I'm sorry. Hey, stick around. You might learn something, you know?
Dusty, you sure you're not going to join us for dinner?
I have a lot of studying to do. Thank you very much.
I gotta get ready. Don't listen to anything you say, do you?
Okay. Hey, what's with Meg? I noticed she was shut up in her room since she got home.
Well, today she told her mother about the whole New Mexico ordeal, and Mrs. Snyder got very upset.
Oh.
And she doesn't want to see John anymore.
Oh, well, just give her time to cool off. She'll come around.
No, she seemed fine about it. I feel responsible because I'm the one who convinced John not to say anything about it for so long.
Hey, now don't lay any guilt trips on yourself about this. Do yourself that favor, okay? I gotta go pound the veal. If you change your mind, or Meg, about having dinner, stick around, okay?
Fine.
Oh, the butler, I like that.
Hey, how you doing?
How are ya?
Good to see you. Don't panic, we're early.
Hey, I wanted to talk to you about how nice you're being to Mom, supportive and all through all this.
Well, they're great people. I wish I was so lucky.
Well, hang in there. It gets worse as you get older.
Oh, great.
Hello, Dave. Thank you. Look, I called Hal. Yeah. I was thinking of calling Hal and inviting him, and I thought...
Okay. We'll go upstairs.
God, this place is a zoo.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, it's like a
regular party in here. Oh, hello, Meg.
What's up?
I have a calculus problem. Could you help me for a couple minutes?
Sure.
I thought Holden did that for
Let
you.
me get...
He's working late.
Well, isn't it nice you can use Dusty whenever you want to?
Listen, why don't we go someplace we can have a little privacy? and I'll
Dusty,
go
I just asked you if I could talk to you. I need to talk to you. Lily comes over here, and you're ready to forget about me? Well, who needs you?
I'm afraid to ask what that's about, really.
Well, what happened was, May told her mother all about New Mexico today. Mrs. Snyder got very upset, and she gave the ring back to John that he gave her for Christmas.
Oh, God, I gotta figure out. I gotta go talk to
Well, wait, hold on a second. If you're going to say anything about New Mexico, be careful. Lily, it's over. It doesn't matter whose fault it is.
I think it does. Why hurt Mrs. Snyder any more than she has been, right? I mean, one of these days she's going to find out what Meg is capable of, but not for me. And the sooner you wise up to Meg, the better. Excuse me.
What?
Well, dinner's in the oven. I didn't know it was so late. Why didn't you call me?
Oh, I thought you needed some time to yourself. Maybe think about and try to understand what John did.
I understand what John did.
But, Mama,
No,
I really
but.
think
No,
you...
but. No, but. Why don't you come over here and hug me? Okay. Remind me of what my life is really about. My children. You've been the center of my life since your father died. Now I'll be fine. I will.
Okay, I'll go put on some tea.
Okay, thank you.
For old time's sake.
Oh, dear, I should have given these things up 8 years ago.
Yo, you know, it's almost 9.
Don't remind me. Someday I'm going to wake up and I'll be like one of those little old ladies who talks to pigeons about their wonderful time she used to have when she had her own peace. But I bet I'm still having fun at that age.
I'll bet you are, too. You know, you are the most refreshingly unpredictable woman I've ever met.
Duncan, one thing I have never understood. That night when you plied me with these things and whisked me away to your villa, an unsuspecting bride, why didn't you?
Why, didn't I ravish you on the spot?
Yes, thank you.
Believe me, lassie, those were my intentions.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw you lying there in all your innocence and loveliness like a rare flower. And I felt a bit of a bounder for even thinking of taking advantage of all that lovely innocence.
Well, you do have a heart after all.
Well, now, that was just a momentary lapse.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Given the same opportunity now. But as you say, we're both older and wiser.
Yes.
And, but you're the same rare flower. With unconventional charm and a zest for life. Don't ever change, Lassie. Well, it's getting late.
Oh, no. No, nonsense. The night is young, and I'm enjoying myself. You know, I used to think of Edinburgh as a very dark and forbidding city. Very much like you, Duncan.
Oh.
But I think I've changed my mind this time around.
About Edinburgh or about me? You know, I don't understand why you chose Edinburgh out of all the cities that you've been to.
Harry keeps asking me that, too. But, knows?
I think you do. And when you come up with the answer, I'd like to be the first to hear about it.
Emily, I want to see you tonight. Forget about Rick Ryan. He's not going to be around much longer. I'll get back to you on this matter, okay? Well, where's Lucinda?
With Ambrose and Holden, going over the fine print, best laid plans and all that. Well, at least you're above suspicion, I hope.
Oh, I am. And I've been doing a little research, and I think that we can come out very handsomely due to all this hard work we've put in. We should.
Well, how delightful. I think that calls for another midnight consultation. Say tonight?
Well, I'm very tempted, but I think due to these circumstances, we ought to keep everything a little close to the vest.
Done, done, done. All's well that ends well. Here we are. Signed, sealed, and delivered, and the right amount of Walsh Enterprise stock into the envelope. We're putting on our coats because I've decided that we're all going out to have dinner to celebrate.
Oh, wonderful. And Holden should be definitely included.
Yes, yes, Holden is included. He is the man of the hour.
Is it all right if I ask Lily to come along?
Yes, wonderful, darling. Although beware, she doesn't like business.
I'll ask her anyway.
Mr. Stenbeck, did you reach the boy?
The line was busy.
Oh.
Excuse me, everyone.
Darling, we did it. The Lawrence contract.
Congratulations.
It's fine. We're celebrating. We're having dinner. You have to come with us.
No, I'm sorry. I have plans already.
No, darling. Please.
Miss Walsh is not anywhere to be found. I don't know where she is.
We'll call her from the restaurant. Come on, let's all go. Let's go. I want to celebrate. Clothing makes me ravishing. Absolutely ravishing. Oh, thank you.
Hello there. Can you speak freely?
Yeah, everybody's in the kitchen.
Good. Are we still on for tonight?
I'm really not feeling any better.
Well, that makes two of us. I had a lousy day myself. What do you say we both try and cheer each other up? I can pick you up at the bus stop in, say, 15 minutes?
Well, all right, you better make it 20, though. Bye. What are you doing there?
Are you going out again? Is it the same guy?
None of your business.
Meg, be careful.
You don't have to worry. I can take care of myself. Not that I have any choice, do I?
Yes. You better be calling to tell me you're coming right over with the 10 grand from the sale of that Ruckle.
Just wait a minute.
No way. James Stenbeck is standing around with his tongue hanging out and his hands in his pocket.
Stenbeck is broke. He's bluffing you.
We'll see about that. Somebody's at my door.
Wait, Howard.
Wait seems to be your favorite word these days, Ryan. You and your pal Dixon just better pray that's not Stenbeck banging on my front door right now.
Better shut the door.
This portion of As the World Turns has been brought to you today by Rich, Delicious, Mountain-Grown Folgers Crystals and by Downy, the fabric softener that combines skin-loving softness with the airy April freshness you love. We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
I've had it with your threats.
Threats? All I'm looking for is just a couple of bucks to tide me over and get me on the straight and narrow.
Sure, and then a few more bucks for old time's sake, huh? And before you know it, you're moving out of here, you're buying yourself a fine new house, just like you did before with those funds you embezzled from the hospital.
I can see you're upset.
I thought I detected a certain note of panic when you found out about my call to Lucinda Walsh, but this Stenbeck business really has struck a nerve with you. Of course, John, you can save yourself a lot of grief. For $50,000, I'll forget we even knew each other.
$50,000? You've got to be crazy.
I prefer to think of myself as pragmatic. By the way, Rick Ryan is trying very hard to come up with some cash, which should tide me over until you're able to liquidate some of your more valuable assets.
Why don't you just keep dealing with Ryan? I didn't do anything in this thing.
That's what you said the first time we had this discussion. Only you didn't want me repeating my story to anybody then. I don't think you want me to do so now. I can't say that I blame you, of course. I mean, with your track record, who'd believe you? Of course, if you want to take that chance.
I may want to take that chance.
Is your son Andy still staying with you? He's a fine boy. I mean, it must be worth 50 grand to keep him out of this, wouldn't you say? Well, thanks for coming by, John. You've saved me a trip. Only next time, would you please call first? You never can tell who's going to be here. Bob Hughes, Lucinda Walsh, James Stenbeck.
Coming back here may be the biggest mistake you ever made.
I'm going to be making lots of plans for my hubby's goodbye party. What are you talking about?
Well, that may be a little premature, Lila. I may be going to Washington to set up a National Crime Commission, but nothing's been decided yet.
It is a wonderful opportunity.
Well, do you think this is a good time for you to be separated?
What's wrong with that? I mean, absolutely. We were separated last year when I was in Washington on that special training. We commuted on weekends.
Exactly. Look what happened to your marriage then.
Drop it, Mama, will you?
Pasta time. I need a steady pair of hands in the kitchen.
You got 'em.
What do you say, Chief?
Excuse us.
So, how's the singing? Notice any difference now that you're in love? Oh, I don't want to pick a fight, Mama.
I am concerned about you. You and Tom have a hard enough time talking to each other about what happened. Now you're going to arrange it so you don't even see each other?
That is not why he's thinking of taking the job.
Come on. The two of you aren't even comfortable with each other unless you're doing something like tennis lessons, cooking lessons, parties all the
fun,
time.
Mama. Fun. F-U-N, fun.
Called avoiding the issue.
It is not. What do you expect us to do? We can't even get pregnant for 2 years, and even then we're not even guaranteed I can carry to term. Every time I look at Tom's face, I can see the hurt. Just unbelievable hurt. I can't give him what he wants most in all the world. And that's his own baby.
Honey, you didn't tell me anything about this.
Well, Lila, that guy is Oakdale's answer to Julia Child. Hey.
Hi.
Hi. You okay?
Yeah, I'm just fine. I'm fine. I'm a little sentimental about your imminent departure. But I'm fine. Yeah, fine. Oh, you got some fun.
Dusty, tell me what happened.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. Mama's upstairs. She's getting ready for dinner. You want to stay?
Sure. Why not?
Did Holden get in touch with you?
No, he didn't. He didn't.
Well, he called earlier. Something about there's a big celebration party for the signing of the Lawrence contract. He wanted you to come with him, please.
Really? Oh.
Oh, you're done. Excuse me. It's my turn now.
Beautiful flowers. Thank you, Ivor.
You're welcome. Nice to see you.
Dusty, tell me what happened. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, well, so am I.
Well, Dr. Dixon wanted to tell you a long time ago. He really did.
How long did you know about this?
Since Dusty came back. He told me everything.
Well, if everyone had been as honest as Dusty, today wouldn't have happened.
I didn't think that I should be the one to tell you.
Oh, no, of course not. Oh, sweetheart, I didn't mean you. Not you. It's just that Meg was deliberately dishonest, and John, and Holden.
Holden?
Yeah. Holden drove Meg to the airport to go to New Mexico, and he told me he was going to take her to Doris Hogel's camp.
I see. Well, I know how difficult it was for me to forgive Dusty. But I did. And I'm glad that I did. I guess I just wish you could forgive Dr. Dixon, too.
Now, a mistake is one thing, but dishonesty over a very long period is quite another. Oh, my goodness. I've watched you grow into such a fine young woman. I wish that my Meg could be a little more like you. I don't know, she had a hard life growing up. I sometimes wonder if I could have done something differently, but all my children had a hard time. I don't know, something about Meg. She's always dissatisfied, chasing after one dream or another. But you know something? I think that this nurse's training has made her sort of settle down. I think that at last she's probably come to her senses.
I'm sorry you had such a bad day today, Meg. But perhaps I can help things look a little bit brighter for you tonight. And you can do the same for me. The bathroom. Hello? Thank you. Meg?
What's that? I thought we had dinner reservations.
Well, I thought tonight we could celebrate your starting your nurse's training program. I want tonight to be a night that you'll never forget.
Well, Steve, I think it's fantastic. Oh, well, okay, maybe not fantastic, but it's good. It's good. It's a real start. Yeah, when do you start? Gosh, really? You better get some sleep. It must be really early over there in Greece right now. All right. Well, I love you. And Danny sends her love.
And I...
And Sierra does, too. She's here with us. She sends her love, too. Yeah. Well, yeah, how do I say that? Kali Tihi. Okay. Bye.
Kali what?
Kali Tihi. It means good luck in Greek. She's starting a new job tomorrow. She's working on a shipbuilding firm. It's nothing great, but it's the first step.
No, it is great. So here's to much more Kali Tihi for the future for both of you.
I'm going to get out of here on that note. Hey, Kali P, huh? See you later, Princess. I love you. I'll see you. Oh, listen, remember, you are in charge of the office markers. I want to be out with clients.
Yeah, aye, boss.
Oh, well, what's new?
Bye, honey.
You know what? It's bedtime.
Good night, Danny.
You. Say goodnight. Say goodnight.
Good night. Oh, Betsy, you seem so happy to hear Steve's good news.
It's good news for them. It's bad news for us. They're one step closer to leaving for Greece.
And I know. And Betsy's just about my best friend here.
Listen, I want to say something to you, and I don't want you to misunderstand it, please. I know that things aren't so hot between your mother and you right now, and I assume that they're not so hot between you and Antonio. I just want... Raising a child on your own can be a very difficult
Craig,
thing. Listen, let me finish, please. Now, Betsy may be gone by then, but I want you to know that she's not the only friend that you have here. You have me. And you can call me for anything, anytime, and I mean that. I would consider it an honor to be able to help you.
Thanks. I really appreciate that.
Say good night, Betsy, for me. Take care of yourself.
You too.
Take off?
Yep.
Well, it was nice to see you two in here together with Danny when I came. You seem more relaxed together than you have in a long time.
Yeah, well, I think that we have finally reached the point where we can actually be friends.
Good. You know, Craig's been just about the best friend that I could possibly ever have. And if you can feel comfortable with that.
regret it.
Well, why don't we have a soft drink? We can toast in Steve's new job.
Great.
Well, I better get dinner on the table before this woman eats the napkins.
Well, I'm not a gourmet cook, but I can fetch and carry.
Tom, has Brian heard anything concerning Shannon?
Well, as a matter of fact, she sent him a message through Earl saying that she was all right, but I don't think we're going to see her back here, at least not for a while.
I'm going to miss her so much. If there's any information concerning her whereabouts, I
Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry. Listen, I got to talk to her, too. She owns a lot of stock in Walsh Enterprises, and with this merger going on, I don't know what she wants to do with it.
Hey, oh, manja. Last one in's rotten egg.
That's not going to be me. Margot.
Yeah.
Hold on one second, please.
What?
Have you heard about John and Emma?
Oh, my Lord, they eloped.
No. No, as a matter of fact, they broke up.
What? Last time I saw them, they were acting like a couple of lovebirds. What happened?
Well, I think you should ask John that question. I've never seen him so low, though. I think he could probably use someone to speak to, and this time it can't be me, so...
Should last a lifetime. And I couldn't imagine being with anyone for a lifetime. Until I met you. Brian.
Oh, hi.
Sorry, my session went a bit longer today than usual.
No problem. Well, you look very pleased with something.
Well, every day I feel a bit stronger, a bit more sure of myself.
Well, why don't we test that newfound confidence, and why don't you have dinner with me tonight?
Just like this?
Yeah. You look lovely. Any man would be proud to have you on his arm.
I'm not used to accepting compliments like that.
Well, we'll have to give you some practice at that, all right? Miss McKechnie, you are a very beautiful woman. Now it's your turn. You smile and you say thank you very much.
Thank you. But I can't smile. I feel foolish.
Shall we?
John, I've been looking all over for you. Did you see Lansing?
Yes, I did. His new price to keep quiet is 50 grand.
That's insane.
Yeah, not to him, it's not. Look, you either come up with some cold cash in the meantime, or else he's going to go through with his threats. And this now includes Stenbeck and Lucinda Walsh.
Well, what are we going to do?
I'm going to go home, and I'm going to spend the evening with my son. The past seems to have caught up with me in one day.
If you happen to talk to Beatrice...
I won't tell her that you're in it.
Thank you. You know, you've been awfully quiet since we left the restaurant.
I'm thinking of unpleasant duties I have for the morrow.
Oh? Pray tell.
Well, Thomas Beaton left his estate to Beatrice, and I promised her that I'd look through his affairs while I was here. I just hate going into that house. It's so full of ghosts.
What have you been afraid of ghosts? Hmm?
Well, now, only a foolish man has no fear. The night of your wedding, Beatrice spoke of the McKechnie curse. Sometimes I almost believe it.
Oh, fiddle-dee-dee. No such thing as a curse. We make our lives what they are. Happy or miserable. That's all there is to it.
Sometimes other people make our lives miserable for us. But listen, I don't want to spoil the evening. I had a wonderful time. Let me walk you inside.
No. I feel quite safe now.
Well, now, I see you never know what dastardly devil could be lurking about, ready to ravish a fair young maiden.
I can take care of myself. And you dastardly devil, you had your chance 9 years ago. Just remember that.
Oh, I do. Often.
Well, good night.
Good night.
Well, I'm just so glad to hear that Steve has a job.
Yeah, it's taking a real load off of Betsy's one. Hey, Mama was a lot better than I would have expected.
Well, she's just not ready to change.
What a day it has been. Come on, Mama, dance with me.
Well, I take it the Lawrence contract was a success.
Aces, man. According to Miss Walsh, they saved the day. She even called me a hero, Mama.
Yeah, well, then maybe we should all sit down and have a little dinner.
Oh, I already had dinner. We went to this fancy French restaurant, had oysters,
Well, then,
champagne.
Holden, maybe you could sit down while we're having dinner. I'll go put the soup on, okay?
I thought you'd be a little bit more excited than that.
Well, she's got a lot on her mind, remember? Dr. Dixon?
Oh, I completely forgot about that. Maybe I should go say...
No, you stay here. Craig, will you help me?
Yeah, sure.
Congratulations, man.
Thanks.
Okay.
All right. No congratulations from you?
Sure. I'm glad all your hard work finally paid off.
I tried to call you. I wanted you to come have dinner with us. My first big success.
Your mother needed me here. She's had to deal with a lot of difficult stuff today. You know, it all came out, everything, including a lot of things that I didn't even know myself.
Like what?
Like the fact that you drove Meg to the airport when she was going to New Mexico. You know what that means? That means you knew she was with Dusty the whole time.
Well, here we are.
Oh, champagne. Thoughtful man, always working in the dark.
Well, consider this one small part of the peace offering for the near disaster tonight.
Yeah. No. Before we get carried away, open it. Okay.
Anything you say?
Oh, good.
Well, you insist.
No, I'm not insisting.
You're not?
I never do. I just suggest. I suggest that we invite Tonio. Have a toast with us.
Tonio.
Yes.
Why?
Because his nose is out of joint. Because the line still is his project. And it's wise to mend fences. It's always wise to mend fences. All right, Mac.
Stay tuned for Capital. Next on most of these CBS stations. Maternity wear courtesy of Motif Collections. Children's clothes by Good Lad of Philadelphia. Join us tomorrow for As the World Turns.